Let's work on some leaf and stems for the Happy Flower Block by Lori Holt. Come sew with me.
Good morning, gifted crafters. It's crafting time.
Me and my friends are having a great time.
What happened? Good morning, gifted crafters. It's crafting time.
Me and my friends are having a great time. It's not face to face, it's all online. When crafted with friends, you're known. When crafted with friends, you're never alone. Don't call or text me, it's about to begin. I've been patient, time for me to chime in. Comfy clothes on, feeling just fine. I'm busy right now, it's crafting show time. My crafting show is on, it's my time for me. Laughter, tips and tricks, this is what I need. We're here to have fun, we're all in the zone. When crafting with friends, you're never alone.
Live from the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida, here is the Gifted Crafters Morning Show with Nancy.
Let's have a good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Good morning, gifted crafters, and welcome back to the Gifted Crafters Morning Show. Good morning out there. This is a channel where we just have tons of fun. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with GiftsHQ, and we talk about all things quilting, sewing, decoupage, knitting, crocheting, and so much more. Any kind of craft. So if that's something that you're into, you're definitely in the right place. Go ahead and put your name in the chat and say hello. Let us know if you're here for the first time, because we love to welcome new people here. Alrighty, like I said, we've got people from all over the world. So let's see who we have with us today. Let's start off on the top. I see Bettina. Good morning to you. Faker McFake. Good morning to you. We've got Lori from Virginia. Don't forget to let us know where you're tuning in from. Becky, good morning from North Central Texas. We've got our friends from Canada with us today. Good morning to you. Renee, good morning. We've got Melissa from East Texas. Good morning. We've got Barb from Illinois. Good morning to you. We've got Georgette from Knoxville, Tennessee. Good morning. We've got Chris Click from Columbus, Ohio. Oh, Delaware, Columbus, Ohio. Okay. We've got Marge from Wisconsin. We've got Evelyn. Good morning. And we've got Cindy Ball. Oh, she's from a very foggy Port Richey, Florida. Good morning. Connie from Louisiana. We've got Lisa Lilly from Richmond, Illinois. We've got JBL, and she's saying happy hump day. Yes, it is. Happy hump day to everyone out there. We've got Veta, good morning. Thanks for joining. We've got Jenny, good morning to you. Deborah Vile, good morning. And so many more people. We've got Renee, good morning. And thank you guys all for tuning in and like really giving me all of your support. I really appreciate that. It's just so much fun to be able to wake up in the morning and craft with you guys. Just kind of gets a great way to start off your day, and hopefully I'll put a little smile in there for you. Alrighty, as always, I like to start off each one of my sessions with a nice little toast. So grab yourself a cup of whatever it is you have in the morning. There's no judgment here. Water, tea, coffee, soda, it doesn't matter. Just go ahead and grab yourself a glass of whatever and raise it nice and high. And if you don't have something, no worries. I will pour you a cup as well. So let's go ahead and raise those glasses nice and high. Let's give a little toast to a less foggy day out there and a super day that's going to give us a lots of joy. How's that, right? Let's go cheers to that one, okay? I'm going to go ahead and grab a little swivel. Oh, it's fantastic. And you guys are going to have a fantastic day. We'll do one more swivel. Oh, okay. I am ready to go. Don't know about you. Let's go grab some snacks, shall we? Let's go ahead and move over to our food shack. I think you guys can use a little bit of warmth up there. So maybe we can go on over to our little shack and give you guys a little bit of a snack. We've got just about anything out there that you can imagine. Everything in there has been made fresh this morning. I think they made some fresh cinnamon rolls too. So go ahead and grab some. And while you're there, go ahead and grab some extra snaps. And don't worry, we've got the drone that will deliver it over to you. So if you're in a place that you just don't want to get out of that bed, no worries. Drone delivery is going to get over to you. Just don't forget to don't feed the dolphins, okay? Alrighty, there's your drone delivery, and it's going to bring over whatever it is that you ordered. Okay. All right, we've got our snacks, we've got our drinks, and I hope you're in your nice little cozy spot or a safe place to watch, because we are ready to begin. We have, if you haven't tuned in all week, we have started working on our Happy Flower block, and this is a block that's just one in a series of different blocks we're going to be making for the Quilter's Cottage. This is a Lori Holt quilt, and I'll put this over on the desk cam so you can get a closer look. It's a book that you can purchase. The link is in the description, and then you can kind of follow along with me. This is a really nice book. We are making the entire quilt. It is a very large quilt, but you also have other projects that you can make. As you can see on the bottom here, you can see you have a table runner and some pillows. So there's sub projects that you can make with this quilt. So lots and lots of fun. I am using my own fabric. So it's a little bit of a challenge to do that, right? Not many people have the ability to be able to kind of match different fabrics, because it is very, very difficult. Sometimes, you know, you want it to come out exactly like the picture, and so people buy the kits, but the kits are pretty pricey, a little more for my budget that I want to spend right now. So I am going to use my fabric because I do have a very large stash, and we need to kind of use that up, right? So we have been very carefully trying to select fabrics and doing that. So as we have gone along this week, we have gone ahead and we have been working on our Happy Flower block. And so here are some of the different ones that I was able to finish up last night. We have the blue one that we were doing. Okay, so I pieced it all together. We have our little fuchsia block. Okay, and then we had a very light blue block. So blue on blue. So we'll see how this one, I was a little iffy on this one, but I think it turned out pretty well because the blue does have a little bit of a pattern in it. So I think it's coming out fairly well. And we were piecing 6 of these. So it's a total of 6 that you have. And so at this point, we are ready to start working on our leaf and the stems and just kind of finishing up the entire block piece. And then from there, you can make the decision as whether you want to continue on making the entire quilt, or you can just go off and do the table runner, right? You can also kind of do little pillows with this. There's just so many things that you can do. They're so pretty. Oh, thank you, Deborah. Yeah, they came out pretty cute. And I think I'm happy with them. There was one block that I wasn't too happy with. It didn't come out exactly the way I wanted it, but that's okay. I think there's still room to kind of fix it. So I'm good. I'm gonna see if you guys can guess which one it is. Give you a hint. It's on this side. It's actually this one here. I wasn't too crazy. It's a little bit off here on the end. So I wasn't too happy with that. So that you can see there's a tiny piece of fabric right here. But as I attach this to the other pieces of the quilt, this is going to be eaten up in the seam allowance. So I'm not too worried about it. So I think we'll be just fine. So guys, remember, like, everybody has their skill set, and there's some that are going to be spot on, and there's going to be some that are not so spot on. I'm not one of those completely, totally accurate, pure accuracy thing, right? Yeah, flowers are naturally perfectly imperfect. That's true. That's what makes them beautiful. That's true, Chris. Thank you for that. Yeah, and I'm not perfect. No one is perfect, and I'm not going to project that every one of these blocks are perfect, because they're just not. I mean, if you are a show quilter or anything like that, maybe, you know, they will be perfect. I don't know. But these are how mine came out, and I'm pretty happy with them. I see the little imperfections here and there, but I know, like, this can be eaten away at the seam allowance, and it's only about 1/8 of an inch off, so I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, Lisa says they look great. Love your colors. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I think they're going to come out really great. And so today we're going to be working on the leaf and the stems, and that's going to make each one of these blocks just a little bit bigger. So right now, at this point, when you are at this stage of the project, your finished size block for this particular flower is 7.5 inches square. So each one of these are 7.5 inches. So this is the only one that's off just by that tiny bit here. So I don't know if you guys can even see that. See how you have that little piece sticking out there? So each one of them are 7.5 inches. And so I think we are ready for the next step. And I think this is going to come out really nice, and we'll be mixing them around. And you can see this, you know, if you're doing a table runner, you know, you can totally see how this would look. I mean, you still are missing the leaf and the stems, but you can see how long this can be. You know, you can really make this a beautiful table runner. And if you don't want to put the leaf and the stems, you can totally just do a nice little border here on the side and just do that right there, right? Yeah. So Sherry says, looks bright and happy. Great for a dreary winter day. Yeah, it is. Just kind of brighten up your day, right? And you can do different colors. Like I did a light blue and a dark blue, only because I was trying to mimic what they had in the book in terms of the cover. So they have kind of a dark flower and a light flower. And I wanted to kind of try to mimic that. They had kind of a reddish tone. I thought it'd be fun to bring like a fuchsia kind of color, bring it just a little bit different. So, you know, I think that it's turning out pretty well, and I'm happy with the results. So I think we're ready to start moving on to the next step. So let's go ahead and do that here. Let me pull these all together. Okay, so let's pull those over to the side, and let's see what we have next on for next steps on our little book here. So we're going to be working, like I said, the leaf and the stems. So the first thing you want to do is grab your fabrics from your pile from that's labeled as fabric K. We're going to grab one of those. And then we're also going to grab fabric D. Fabric D are these little squares that we put together. We're going to grab 2 of those and just put those down. That's what we're going to be using right now. And guess what? This is something that we've all seen before because we've done it with our first block. So the first thing you want to do, especially in this step, is just know that you're going to make 6 of these, okay? And I would advise you to make this set first before you start your next set, because it can get a little bit confusing. Remember when we talked about placement and making sure that we are placing things in the right order? Notice I have the book here in front of me. I've got my illustrations right here, and I want to make sure that I'm lining this up correctly, because we're going to do some stitch and flips again, and this is going to require you to place your squares right on top of this, like this here, okay? So you're placing your D squares on top of your K squares. But notice that my square is in the bottom, my left-hand side, and the top right-hand side. And we're gonna make 6 of them exactly like this. When we flip over to the next page, the other side of the leaf is a mirror image side. So if you think about the block itself, you have your stem and you're going to have 2 leaves and they need to mirror each other. Okay, so placement of where the squares are on that K fabric is very important, because on this side we are working on the left leaf. Okay, then we're going to flip the page over and we're going to work on the right leaf, and I'll do one just to kind of give you a visual here. Let me grab a couple more little squares. Just make sure that you don't get confused, okay? So this right here represents the left leaf, and this one represents the right leaf. Notice where my squares are positioned in different angles, okay? Don't get that confused. So you want to see this mirrored, okay? Just think of the stem being right here in the middle. This is what you want mirrored, because eventually this will be cut off and it will have a nice corner right here, okay? You're going to see these corners like that on all of these. So you want to make sure that you orientate them the right way, because they need to be mirrored. And you can easily kind of bypass that. Some people will just look at it, glance, and say, oh, okay, it's stitch and flip, make 6 of them. And then they'll come over here and say, oh, look, 6 more. Let me just do 6 more. And they don't realize that this is a mirrored piece. So you do have to pay attention to those illustrations in that book, because you can miss that and you can kind of totally do it the wrong way. So that's what we are going to be working on. We're just going to pull these together really quick, and then we're going to add the stem, and the stem is our J piece. So here is the stem right here that I've selected. And so let me move this book over and bring this down so you can see you'll have your 2 mirrored sides here, and we'll be adding the flower to it. And then over on these 2 ends, you're going to have fabric A. So you can see as I build this block up, and I will put them together just so you guys can get a visual. This is fabric A. Of course, they're going to overlap because we're going to have 1/4" seams going on here. And so this is what it will look like. And then we're going to add fabric B to the top and the bottom in the end to give it a nice little border up on the top and also on the bottom. So all of this is going to come together and look like our little flower here. And at that point, once we put that top and bottom in, then you're going to be able to kind of take this and use it as a table runner if you like. So that's kind of our visual. So we know this is the goal that we're trying to get to. Very important to make sure that you are Your leaves are going to be mirror imaged, okay? So make sure that you are doing that correctly and looking at the book and illustration while you are working on this. So this is what we have right now, and this is what we'll be working on. So let's pull this over to the side. I'm going to put these back, and we're going to bring out Miss Molly because we've got some sewing to do. So let's get going on that. Let me put these right back. And we've got our two sides here. I want to make sure I do not. We're going to be doing this one first. And I'm going to put this one back over here. Okay. All right. So let's bring Miss Molly over. Drag her over. Need to wake her up. She's been a little sleepy. We've been working her. We've been working her just a tad. Okay, so what I want to do first is I want to just grab a marking pen, and I want you to grab a little ruler, because one of the steps that you'll have to do is you'll have to turn your little squares to the wrong side of the fabric, and once again, corner to corner, line up your ruler and go ahead and draw a line with your marking tool. I'm just using a little pencil because it's easier for you guys to see it on the camera. So you can see here, we've got our nice diagonal line, okay? And we're gonna do the same thing on that second one. Matter of fact, you're gonna be doing them on all 6. So if you are doing this assembly style, you can grab 12 of those little squares and then go ahead and draw the line for each one of them. Okay, so let's go ahead and stick that over to the side. What we want to do at this point, we're going to do right sides together, and you're going to make sure that you're orientating this the correct way. We'll do one side at a time. So I'm here on my top right corner of my fabric is where I lined up my square. My diagonal is going right across this way because I know eventually I want to flip this over and I want this corner to be covered, okay? So we are covering this bottom fabric. Maintain the integrity of the base shape. That's what Becky from Power Tools always says, and I always have that in my head. She has drilled that into my head every single time. I don't know about you guys, but she is my little mentor, and I always remember what she said in her live when she does this method. So thank you, Becky, if you are watching. We are going to do that, and I'm going to bring this over to my sewing machine. And let's see, we're going to line her up here. And again, as we do this, we need to account for some space for the stitches, right? So when we stitch on this line, it's not going to allow us to have enough fabric to flip over. We're going to be short because we're stitching on the line. So we're not going to do that. If you can see here, I'll put a little X here because I know this is the side that we're going to eventually cut off. But what I want to do is not stitch on the line, but I want to stitch just a slither over from that stitch line, and I'm stitching on the side that's getting cut off where the X is, right? And I want to be stitching right along, and I'll put some little dashes right alongside that diagonal line, just a hair over, okay? And that's going to allow me to have just a little bit of extra fabric to make sure that we are completely covering the base fabric that we have. So let's go ahead and line this up here. You'll see I am not lined up right on that line. And on my diagonal seam tape, I am lined up just a little bit off of that red line because that's where I want. I don't want to line it up this way because I don't want to stitch on the line. I want to stitch a little bit off of it. So I am going to line it up just a hair off. It's such a tiny, tiny amount, but it really makes a big difference. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna lay this down. You can go nice and slow. If you want to go fast, you can go fast. It's totally up to you. Just make sure you support that fabric all the way through. And you can see here, see, can you guys see that? Yeah, you can see my stitches are just a hair away from that line. That's giving me just that little bit of extra fabric. So when I flip this over, I am covering it completely. And you can see that it is completely covering my edges here. Okay. And so that's how you will really do this correctly. Okay. All right. So now let's go over to my ironing board over here, and I want to give it a quick little press. So let's wake the iron up here too, huh? Okay. Let's get this nice and hot here. Got to turn it on earlier. And then I'm just going to bring this here, and I want to make sure I'm finger pressing this down first, nice and firm. And then I'm going to give it a nice little press. That way it's kind of out of my way as I'm working on the second corner. If it doesn't bother you, then you can go ahead and do the bottom corner first and then press it after. But I like to kind of press it first. That way it just stays out of my way. And I don't have that chance to kind of getting it caught up in between when I'm doing the other side. So let's see. I think we are nice and hot. We're getting there. And then we're going to press this down and then work on our other little square here. Yeah, I think we're good now. Okay. Let's give her a nice little press. Remember, you're not ironing, you are pressing. Ironing is moving all over the place. We're just pressing it. We're pressing, we're allowing the heat to go into the seam and really get absorbed into the fabric, and it will help to keep that little fold down and out of the way. Oh, Jenny says she got her book yesterday. Yay, awesome. Awesome, Jenny. Well, I'd love to see what you make. So don't forget to put the pictures on Facebook group, because I'd love to see that. That's awesome. Okay, so we've got our first piece nice and pressed and ready to go. We can go ahead and cut that, but I'm going to wait until I do the other side first. So once again, I'm going to put it down by my book here. Make sure that I'm orienting things the correct way. And I want to go ahead and place my little square on the bottom left-hand corner. And I've got my diagonal line going across here. And I'll put my little X here, okay? So I know I'm going to be flipping the fabric from the inside out. And so because it's going from the inside out, I want to just draw my little dashes over here by my X, okay? Because that's where we're going to be sewing. This is the side you're going to be sewing from. Not this side, okay? So make sure that you do that correctly, because sometimes you can make that mistake. Ask me how I know that one. All right, so let's put this down. You know, Mr. H can, you know, he can interrupt you quite a lot.
What?
Quite a lot. You can get interrupted quite a lot, right?
Here we go.
That has happened a number of times, right? Okay.
Don't make me do it. I will do it.
I know he's just dying.
As soon as someone says it, it's coming up.
No.
I'm not. Don't say it. Don't tell me what it
I'm
is.
not going to tell him what it is. I know he's got a little graphic all ready to go for when I blame him for things, you know. Because, you know, sometimes they just get in your way, you know. You're in the middle of something and they're calling you for something else, and you lose that sojo, right? In that just few little seconds, you lose that sojo, and then you stitch things the wrong way. So that has happened. Don't know about you guys. If it happens in your household, I know I get interrupted all the time. So yeah, I don't know about that, Mr. H. He's got some things that, you know, he does. All right, so let's go ahead and line this up. You can see that I am off that red line just a hair, and I'm going to take this nice and slow, and I'll go ahead and stitch right alongside my drawn line. Here we go. And here we are again. You can see where my stitching is right alongside the line. Okay, you see that? Yeah, I think you guys can see that. A little fuzzy there, but you can see it. Okay. All right, so let's go back over again. We're gonna finger press this over. I like to kind of just use my fingernails to just kind of scratch it down. And then bring it over to the iron. And have the heat do its thing. And just let the heat get absorbed and do its little magic there. If you have a little clapper, you could use that as well, but we're going to be cutting the back side of it. So yeah. Uh-oh. I see some people yeah. Cindy says, I save all those little triangle cutoffs. I think someone will present something to make it out of them someday. Well, I'm happy that you said that, because let me see if I can grab that real quick. I have been saving it in my little container here. This is a scrap full of anything and everything that still needs to be organized. So I'll throw everything in here, and then I have I have individual little pocket envelopes type things, and I'll kind of take out the colors, sort them by color, and then throw them in there, and that helps me keep organized. But yeah, I know all that she's talking about are these little triangles. And you can definitely make something with these, right? And you've got all kinds of colors and things. So, oh yeah, I'm going to save these because, hello, half square triangles. Look at these, guys. These are really a lot of fun. This is definitely a project that's going to be coming. And I have quite a few of those. Yeah. Yeah. Dang girl, I am a million pieces behind in saving. Oh yeah. We save, and fabric is expensive. So yeah, and the thing is, you're not thinking about what you can do now, but when you have some little bit of downtime, I can take these out and I can whip this up to be a big project. And another thing that you can do is you can turn all of these fabrics into a jelly roll. Okay, so all of these little scraps and doodads that you have in here can definitely be made into a jelly roll, and then you can use that for a project. So yeah, you can kind of line all of this stuff. Yeah, I've got tons. And I've got little they're little project bags, folders type thing. Nancy, that would be a good project for you to do on your live. Yeah, I think so. We can definitely do that. This is really, really, I mean, I have quite a lot. I think we are just about, maybe after doing a couple more of these flowers, I'll get more of these triangle pieces and we can make something with that. How about that? Let's use the scraps from this quilt to make another project, right? That's not going to be in the book, but we can certainly make something with this, okay? So I did put all of them right here on top, and I'm going to continue to put these in here. And these are all little other scraps that I have from other projects that we have made. So you may see some of these fabrics are a little familiar from all of the other projects that we made. But yeah, we don't just toss them out. If they're to a point that they're raggeded and they have a lot of, you know, if they don't look really good, then I'll toss it. And if it's way too small that there's really not much I can do with it, then I'll toss it. Other than that, it goes into the little fabric bin here. And once this is pretty much almost all full, we still have a ways to go here. But once this is full, we definitely have to do something with it because then we got to empty it out, right? So yeah, definitely do not throw out those scraps because yeah, making jelly rolls, you can do that and then make a tote bag with that. Yeah, very easy to do. And who can't use a tote bag? I mean, come on. We've got so many tote bags, but you always need one. Okay, enough with that. Okay, so we've got our little piece here ready to go. And we're just going to continue. And it's like I said, we have to make 6 of these. So we'll just grab a couple more and we'll make 6 more. Now, what I'm going to do now, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I've got 5 of them here because we already made one. We're going to kind of chain piece this and make it a little bit quicker. So let's see here. I'm going to need a couple more. I'll just grab a whole handful here and put the rest back here. Okay. So here's a way that you can kind of do these a little bit quicker. So we're going to first start off with our marking of the little squares. So grab your little ruler, grab a stack of these. We're going to need, let's see, we're going to be making 6 of these, so 2 for every one. So just go ahead, stack them up, and then just draw the line on a bunch of them. Okay, and then just stack them. That way you're doing that repetitive step over and over again. This is like an assembly style type of work that you're doing here. It makes things go a little bit smoother and you actually have a higher percentage of accuracy because you are repeating the same step over and over again. Okay, let's see. Rihanna says, fuse the fabric triangles to a fuse stabilizer and stitch decorative stitches between them. Make blocks with them. Great idea too. Yes. There's so many things you can do with all those scraps. Oh my gosh. It's really incredible. I mean, people don't realize, you know, you can throw them away because some people just don't want to deal with them. But a little bit of downtime and you can create so much with that. So I like to kind of keep them. All right, let's see here. Kind of reminds me, as you know, when you're little, you know, and I always gave my mom a hard time because I never wanted to eat my food. And so she would make something and I didn't want to eat it. And so it would be me and my sister on the table, and sometimes I would shovel it over and she would eat it all the time. But when she didn't want to eat it, you know, we'd like quietly try to go to the garbage can and scrape some food, and I just didn't want to eat it. And oh boy, she caught me one time and that was it. She reminded me on how many people, you know, out there are, you know, hungry and want food, and here I am throwing it away because I didn't want to eat it. So yeah, it made me feel so bad. But yeah, that makes me feel bad with the fabrics, right? Don't throw them away because fabric is expensive and it can always be used by someone. So use up every little scrap that you can. So yes, that's what I do. I always have that in the back of my head. So yeah. Yeah, I always gave my mom a hard time with food. I don't know why. Just me being little, I guess. Okay, let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 2 more. And we'll have our set of 6. And these will be, and you want to label these once you're done. These will be the leaves that are for the left-hand side. That way you don't get yourself all confused when you're trying to assemble these, okay? Make sure you kind of have those labeled. All right, we are good now. Let's put that one back here as an extra. So we went ahead and we drew all of our diagonal lines, And now we're ready to just kind of place them onto our fabric. So make sure that these are oriented correctly. So right side is up. Okay. And then go ahead and grab 2 of those squares and let's put them down where they belong. So you're going to have one here and one on this side. Now hold this one off so we can do this one first, because we're going to chain piece these. So all of them that we're putting together are going to be just on this top right hand corner. So that's all we're focused on. We're just going to chain piece all of these together. So if you want to, you can kind of prep it right here off to the side, and then you'll just have to grab them and add them to your machine. So you see a little assembly line here, putting all our little squares together, and the final one here on the end. Making sure that not only am I putting my square on that top right hand corner, but I'm also making sure that my diagonal line is going the correct way. Okay. And then I can come back over here and put my little X, just so that I know this is the side that not only am I going to be cutting off and trimming away, but it's also the side that I want to sew my line on. So I put that all oriented here, and then I'm ready to go. So I'm going to scoot this over a little bit here, get my finished one out of the way. And then this is going to be how we chain piece it together, so you can get things done just a little faster. Okay. Let's see here. Got to line that up, ready to go. Okay. Now, this is where I'm more comfortable with. Some people kind of do it this way. I'm not real comfortable with that. I prefer it like this, but I have seen it done the other way. Not sure why. And I'm going to line this up here. And once I have that lined up, let me just grab my presser foot here. Keeps running away from me. I think it's running towards Mr. H. We're going to get him to kind of sew a little bit here. All right.
I'll do it, Nancy. I will do it.
I know you will do it, right?
I'm just waiting.
You're waiting? Who are you waiting on?
As soon as they say the magic words.
Oh, you guys got to say the magic words now. Because he's been working on this graphic.
It's animation.
Or animation, I'm sorry. It's animation. He's been working on this animation to show you guys. But he can't show it to you until you guys say the magic words. So we're just waiting. Someone will put it in the comments, I'm sure.
If Heather was here, it'd be already there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't see her on today.
She's not on.
Heather is not with us today, but that's okay. Probably had something she had to do. So as you can see, I go a little bit slow on here. I could go faster, but I want to make sure that my diagonal line that I'm sewing stays right alongside of that drawn line. And it just makes it a little easier if I go a little slow, just to make sure that I am not going to accidentally tilt my fabric and sew on the diagonal line, right? Because we've done that. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. One last one to go. Whoop, and I kind of bumped this one, so it fell off of the corner. There it goes. Okay. Here we go.
Cindy posted it.
Oh, Cindy, Mr. H, that would be funny. You working the foot pedal and Nancy driving the fabric under the needle. Yeah, that would be funny.
Looks like a finger snip.
Yeah, he probably would too. All right, so let me bump this over here. Okay, so now we've got our little banner here going on, right? Kind of cute there. And so we're just going to grab our little fabric cutter and we're going to cut those threads right off. And you can see we've got all 6 of these done. Okay, that quick and simple, right? So you are so focused on just doing this one step, it allows you to really hone in and do things a little bit more accurate because you're just worried about this one step and you're not kind of just all over the place looking at the different steps that you have to do. So this repetitive motion allows you to get a little bit better on your accuracy and you know, you're just focused on that. So now we're just going to take this and we're just going to finger press this over, and I've got my iron here nice and hot waiting for me to just kind of put it down, and then I can just press it. And I'll leave that one on, and while that is absorbing the heat, I'll grab the second one and finger press that. And you can see how you can kind of move a little faster here. And then I'll grab this, move this out of the way, and then just do the second one. And then you just kind of move along. Now we're going to have to still go back and cut on underneath. So we've got all this bulk underneath here. We're going to be cutting that off, but I'll do that later on, and I'll do them all together at once.
You know what? I'm going to do that.
You're going to do what?
When,
Uh-oh.
pay attention. That is the phrase. No.
No, that's not the phrase.
Every day I'm going to come up with an animation and I have to guess a phrase and I'll play it.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have fun.
Okay, you guys heard that. Did you guys hear that? He said that he's going to come up with an animation every single day. And you guys have to guess what the phrase is. And if you guess the phrase, you get to see the animation. So I don't know, man. He comes up with this stuff all day.
It's Marina's fault.
It's Marina. Now we're blaming it on Marina. Guys, you have not guessed the phrase yet? Come on now. I just don't know. We've been saying it for a while. You know, every single time he does something that's incorrect, and we keep saying we're going to have to fire him, you know. We don't know that this is the phrase that kind of comes up all the time. And I believe some of you guys even put it on Facebook. I think it was Heather that started the whole thing too, though.
Yeah, I think it was Heather.
Yeah. But yeah, kind of caught on like fire. So, all right. So there we have it. We've got our first set all ready to go with our little corners all done here.
Here we go.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, Lisa Lily got it. Save Mr. H. She did get it. You get to do your little animation. Yeah, doghouse time. Save Mr. H. We have to save Mr. H. That is the new one. He is cracking up over here in that corner. I can tell you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Lisa got it. Lisa got it. She should win a little prize. All right. I'm going to go ahead and prep the other corner here. So I'm going to line these up here and put these together. So now he's all happy. He got his little animation out. Maybe they want to see it again. Maybe play it again. No. Let's play it again.
No, I'm not going to overdo it.
Oh, come on. All right, here we go. Okay, I've got to get moving here. Okay.
Jenny got it.
And Jenny got it as well. Save Mr. H, yeah. Okay, we're ready to go. I'm going to move this over just a tad, give myself some more space. So I am directly in front of my machine. And then I am ready to go here. Here we go. Okay. I didn't put my little X's, so I'll put them for you guys so you can see it. Draw them really quick. And I put this one on the wrong side, didn't I? See that? Caught myself. There we go. Okay, there we are. Let's go ahead and stitch those down. And move right along here. Okay. Make sure that you're supporting your fabric on both sides, because if you let go and your feet dogs are grabbing the fabric, it could kind of move the fabric to a position that you don't want. So make sure that you are supporting on both sides, okay? What I mean by that is just holding on to your fabric both on the left and right sides of the foot. Okay, so make sure that you're doing that, because it will move it and then it will throw your accuracy off. So that's another little tip for you there. Okay. And we're on our last one here, making sure my square is on the corner. And there we go. Okay. There we go. We've got our little banner there. And let's go ahead and cut those off. Separate them. Okay, and now we'll go ahead and finger press them down and bring them over to the iron. And this is the left side. So remember, we'll have to label that afterwards so that you know that this is the left. And then we're going to be doing the right side. I'll do that tonight. I'll have the right side ready to go. Okay. And then just keep working your way around. Now make sure that you are not tugging on your fabric also, because you don't want to warp the fabric. That's another thing you want to be careful of, okay? You're just kind of finger pressing this over with my fingernails. I'm just kind of laying it right over that thread. I don't want to like pull on it because I don't want to warp it, okay? All right. And that's it. It looks like we've got all our pieces done. And so now we just need to cut that bottom piece off. So you can grab your rotary cutter and bring back a ruler, something where you can clearly see a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to grab this one here. And all you're going to do now is you're going to flip that top fabric, and we're going to line up our seam allowance with a 1/4 inch on the ruler, and then you're going to cut that excess off. So let's line that up here, and then go ahead and cut that excess. And there are our little triangles. Whoop. Itty bitty triangles here. See that? And then do the same thing on the other side. So lift it up, expose that seam, then go ahead, line up your ruler on your seam allowance. Okay, and then go ahead and cut and take that excess away. When you put that down, you're going to maintain that shape, and it's still going to be that little rectangle that we have. So you see how that's still a rectangle, it's just now has the little blue or background fabric as your corners. And then you're going to do that for all 6 of them. So we'll just do that again. Bringing this over, flip this over, it's right side up, flip that over, expose that seam line, and then place your ruler. Just remember that you're lining up your ruler on your seam line, not on the diagonal line that you drew, okay? You want to line it up on your seam line. And then go ahead and cut the excess off. And then just flip it over and do the other side. So see how this kind of helps you move a little bit faster. And you can kind of just go through these. There we go. And you can get through this fairly quickly. Okay. And just flip them. You can do all the corners on the left side and then come back and do all the corners on the right side. If that helps you to move a little faster as well, you can do it that way. Whatever kind of works for you. And expose that line. Here it goes. Alrighty. Awesome. We're going to have this block done in no time. And it's coming together pretty well. I know some people will get intimidated as they get the book. They may see all of these steps and say, no way, there's no way I can make it. But guys, you know, we do this in the morning, just an hour, and I'm able to do so much with you guys. Okay, a lot of the things that I do at night is just repeating the same steps that we've already covered in the morning. So it's just a matter of repeating steps and, you know, finishing it up. So there's my little fabric stash. We've got our little triangles. Now these are really itty bitty ones, but that's okay. And I'm going to add this here. Oh, I forgot the one that we did earlier. So let me go ahead and do this one. So I've got one more to cut. Yep. Let's cut this last one here and line up this one here. Okay, looks like we are ready to go here. Okay, guys, we've got all of our left side leaves done. I'm going to go ahead and do the right side tonight. So we'll have our 2 stacks ready to go tomorrow, and we can attach the stem and then pull this block all together. So go ahead and catch up for you guys that just received the book. Go ahead and catch up, pick out your fabrics and do our little cuts. See if you can catch up to us. And we're going to continue this on tomorrow's show. All right, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you guys all for tuning in and, you know, just joining me on my little sewing journey here. Again, guys, you guys are just having a fantastic time on the chat, and I appreciate you guys and chatting away with Mr. H here. Hope you guys had a lot of fun. I hope I put a little giggle in your morning. Have a fantastic day, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.
Liked my crafting style. Hope I left you with a smile. By now, keep your mind and space clutter free. Hope your day is bright as can be. So long, my friends, till we craft once again. Bye now, stay crafting. See you tomorrow. So long. once again.